talked about there, pretty much it's free game. Just make sure that when you run your fingers,
She has her own first grade video.
I could
Can you post that? Can you post it on the Facebook page? Video?
okay. So now this is pretty much off. What you want to do is, you want to find your top, your stem. Now you're gonna grab the new tube. How do I put the tube in there? First thing first, inspect your tire. Run your fingers through it, inside of it, very carefully. Because if there's anything sharp in there, and you go too fast or too abruptly, you're gonna cut your finger. If it's still in it, you're gonna cut your finger. Just be very careful. Take your time, inspect it, because if you go through all this, you're gonna put the tube back in and it's gonna puncture again, you're gonna be pissed off now.
Check the spoke.
Yep. Check your spokes, check everything. I mean, this is the part where you want to take a little more time. Taking it apart is easy, as long as you don't puncture your tube with the tubes.
I'm just saying, what if I'm in first place? Because that's going to happen. And I'm out of first place now.
You know how
to do this. That's a total joke. Total joke. Total joke.
All right.
I'll never be in
Cheryl's
the top
in first
3 ever.
place.
I inspected it. We're good. It's good to go. Now,
If it's one of the spoke things.
Sometimes on some of the bikes, they'll wear through here.
Yep.
His bike's a little bit different, so it's gonna wear through here, and it'll just rub a hole into your thing. What I would do in that case is I would just take one of my patches.
Yep.
So like in here, I got a patch.
put it on top of it.
Just take that, stick it right over it, and drive up and just put it back in.
Just remember that spoke is already coming through. So it's only a matter of time.
Right.
Before it just shoots up, or it's just gonna create more damage. So you're gonna have to replace that wheel.
Or it could just be a loose spoke.
Yep. Okay, we're good now. All right, so now I got the new tube. It's good to go. How do I put that back in? First thing first, just make sure that your tube has a little bit of air in it. Hey, do I need to put a pump to it right off the bat? Not really.
Oh no.
I like how I've never tried that.
Has a little bit of air on it already.
Probably a reason.
That's actually pretty smart. You're trying to race. You're in first
I'm in
place.
first place.
So now,
You need to get back into it.
now your tube has a little bit of air. You want the tube to have some type of rigidity before you put it in. You don't, because if it's completely flat, then it might get stuck between the tire and the wheel. And when you get into the bottom and you put in your tool in, it might puncture.
So you never take the tire completely off?
You can if you want to. Not needed, especially in a race.
Okay.
Not needed.
We're in first place.
Alright, so now it's time to put it back in. Where do I start to put this back in? Nice. Start again on the stem. So, go back in, find your hole, stem in. Remember, stems are pretty long, so just make sure that you are in. Have to practice this.
Okay, we'll pop your tire.
Because you don't want this to happen and you're like, oh man, what was Jose saying that day? Shit.
Let me go look at the YouTube video.
Yeah. Let me
Go to the RWB page.
Yeah.
Alright, so now what's next? Now I gotta put the tire in. Again, you can use tools or you can use fingers. Another thing that people use is a trash can. You can put this flat on top of a trash can and use the trash can as lever to press. You can press against it. It's big enough for that. If not, then you're gonna have to use your fingers. So make sure you're straight. Make sure that your tube is not sticking out, and start.
And all you're doing is pinching it back into the frame?
Yeah, pinch it back into the frame.
See how it's just seated?
Yeah.
You get about halfway.
Yeah, once you start getting to the other end, then it starts getting hard. And you can either use more pressure or you can use your tools again.
Can you show us ladies how to do it with the tools?
I'm going. Okay, so you get to around here, press in, make sure that you're in, and now, all right, I'm running out of room now, right? Problem with this is that you have to be very careful because once again, you don't want to pinch the tube. The tubes on a bike are they're resilient, but they don't like to be pinched. They don't like to be punctured. They don't like any of those things. So you just have to be very careful if you use the tool. So get in there carefully. Voila. Okay. Everything seems to be in place. Just make sure that you give it a once over. Make sure everything is in place, everything's nice and tight. Make sure the stem is straight, as straight as possible as you can get it for the race, for the rest of the race. Good to go. You have your locking nut in place. Now, I'm not going to use my CO2 cartridge for that, but I'm going to use my pump.
Well, they're only expensive.
Yeah.
They're good for a race though, right?
You know what's funny? I think if Walmart will get smart, you can buy a whole case of this for maybe like $60, I think. And it comes with like 12 of them. But they're pressed in. They're not threaded. I already looked. If you go to Performance Bicycle, any other places for one of these, two of these, it's about $8. So it's a monopoly somewhere. Yes, you can record that. I said that. It's a monopoly. Somebody gets smart. Usually road bikes, it's about 100 psi. About. Can I measure with that? No, I can't. Can I measure with feel? Yes, I can. Just make sure that you get used to the feel of a fully inflated tire.
Does the tire tell you how much pressure that you need?
Some of them do. You actually gotta look at them, and it tells you the max PSI somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I can show it to you. There we go, right here.
Okay.
So the minimum on this one is 100. The maximum is 120. So I usually go to about 105, 110, halfway in between. I think he has. No, we have similar pumps. Schrader, Presta. Well, you can actually use for tool purpose.
Are they labeled?
You just gotta look at them. Some of them are, yeah.
So what's the difference between the two?
B, Presta, S, Schrader. Schrader, old school.
It's like your car tire.
Yeah, Presta is the new smaller sticks. Make sure that's open. Put it in place. Lock it.
Want me to hold it for you?
Please. I mean, usually the tire will be in place, but
There's no assistance in triathlons. It's an individual sport.
this back in place. Make sure you lock it so the air is not coming out now. You can press on it, it's not gonna come out. Everything is secure. Inspect. Feels good. I'm sure in the race you're not gonna worry about this, but just for this sake of this, yes, because you want to keep it clean. Keep in mind your levers, loosen mechanism, front and rear, they usually go to the same side.
A lot of tires are now directional, so